This tutorial is the T-Stat in-service for PACU. T-Stat 2.0 includes a battery backup, so PACU nurses will likely receive patients with the T-Stat sensor connected to both the patient and the machine with T-Stat already running. Once you have the patient safely settled in at PACU, please connect the power cord to a working 110-volt power outlet. Make sure the female end of the cord is firmly seated into the back right-hand corner of the T-Stat. Next, make sure the toggle switch is in the on position. This is indicated with a dash symbol, meaning the switch will be depressed to the left. Important to note, if the toggle switch is not in this position, the T-Stat may be powered on, but it will be using battery to operate. Once the battery is drained, of course, T-Stat will then automatically shut down. As patients are moved from PACU to the recovery floor or other department, this is an important note to pass on as part of your handoff. Technical support contact information can be found on the side of each device. Your T-Stat monitoring screen should look like this, with a pause button on the top left of the touchscreen display. If for some reason monitoring was interrupted during transport, simply press the Start button to resume monitoring. Since patients do not normally ambulate in PACU, there should be no reason for you to remove the sensor from the port unless the sensor was damaged in transport. If damage did occur, consult the surgeon when he or she rounds to check on the patient. Follow the reference cards tethered to the top of the T-Stat to properly remove a sensor and attach a new one. This should be a very rare occurrence in PACU. It is important to note if this is done improperly, the sensor can be damaged, so feel free to contact your T-Stat representative or technical support for assistance before performing this task. Now, let's go over the screen icons, functions, and on-screen messages. Starting at the top, you will see the graph. T-Stat uses a dual graph to illustrate the trend of StO2 indicated in green. You can see the absolute StO2 value here in green as well. T-Stat also monitors hemoglobin levels. This is indicated in pink both on the graph and the absolute value here. The graph display default is 30 minutes. This can be changed by pressing the down arrow here. Most facilities, however, leave this setting at the default settings. Graphing trends become difficult to see when this is changed. Online viewing in our on-call remote monitoring application is much better for viewing longer periods of data. Current date and time is located below that. Changing the date and time must be done in the Options screen, which cannot be accessed during monitoring. Please see our tutorial entitled T-Stat Overview and Initial Setup for this. Moving back to the left, you will see the Pause button. The Pause button should not need to be used in PACU. Next, you can see the Alarm Limit button here. Alarm limits are typically set in the OR, and many facilities leave these in the default settings of 20% for the lower limits and 90% for the upper limits. Should your surgeon advise you to adjust these settings, you can do so in either 10-point or 1-point increments using the up or down arrows. Once alarm limits are set as desired, press the Hide Limits button to return to the monitoring screen. Moving left to right along the bottom of the display screen, you see messaging indicating the current status of T-Stat. Any sensor or sensor placement errors would be indicated here. Light level indicated here alerts us how much light is getting from the proximal to the distal end of the sensor and back again. We want these bars to be green or yellow. Red bars indicate not enough light is traveling through the sensor. If your T-Stat displays red bars here, try uncoiling the sensor to improve. If uncoiling the sensor does not change these bars to green or yellow, the sensor will likely need to be replaced. Next is the Wi-Fi symbol. If connected and able to transmit data, this symbol will be green, and the signal strength will be indicated by the number of arches illuminated green, much like other devices you are familiar with, such as your mobile phone. If Wi-Fi is not connected, the icon will be gray. Connecting to Wi-Fi can be done in two places. Like setting date and time, connecting to Wi-Fi can be done in the Options screen, which cannot be accessed during monitoring. Please see our video tutorial entitled T-Stat Overview and Initial Setup for connecting this way. Wi-Fi connection can also be added or changed by pressing the Wi-Fi symbol directly on the touchscreen. If actively monitoring a patient, you must first select the Pause button to open Wi-Fi settings. Once you have finished making Wi-Fi changes, simply press the OK button and then the Start button again to return to active monitoring. The next icon is the battery indicator. These are the various battery icons you will see in this space. This image shows T-stat is using battery to operate. The number of bars indicates the amount of battery life. A fully charged battery, as in this first image, will last a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes. The next image illustrates an exhausted battery, and the device will soon begin an automatic shutdown process. Plug the device into a power outlet to prevent shutdown. This image shows T-stat is plugged in with toggle switch properly pressed to the on position. Notice the battery icon flashing, indicating that T-stat is being powered by electricity and the battery is charging. The next image shows T-stat is plugged in and fully charged. The final image also indicates that T-stat is properly plugged in and the battery is charging. Notice the AC displayed, indicating the device is running on electricity. The final icon is the alarm icon. The viewable options here are as follows. Red and flashing, actively alarming based on the settings of the alarm. Green with a check mark, active and ready. Red with a number between 1 and 5 overlaying the icon. This is a silenced alarm. The number is a countdown of how many minutes until silencing expires and the alarm sound will begin to sound again. Gray with an X over the icon. The alarm has been disabled. We strongly recommend never disabling the alarm. Since T-stat 2.0 has a battery backup, the patient can be transported from OR to the recovery floor or other department without shutting down. We recommend that as part of the handoff, hospital personnel pass on the importance of properly plugging in T-stat with toggle switch in on position, as well as properly connecting and disconnecting sensor if the receiving nurse may do so for patient ambulation or other reasons. As mentioned earlier, each T-stat also has a set of reference cards tethered to the top handle of the T-stat, which illustrates much of what we covered today. Thank you for your time, and never hesitate to contact your T-stat representative for assistance.